Hello. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Stacy here from Creatively Stacy. I am trying out some new technology. So let me know if you can hear me, see me. I don't know. I don't even know if I can see where comments are on this thing, but I'm going to give it a try. Pumpkin picking this morning. So let's see if I can do this. Hopefully. I think you have to give StreamYard permission for me to see who you are. It sounds echoey to me, and I'm wondering if it sounds echoey to you and how I can find out about that. Oh, anyways, I'm going to start tracing this. Hi from Minnesota. Hello, Shelly. Okay, so I can see comments. Can you hear me okay? I'm going to just go ahead and trace this. You guys, if you want the tracer, just comment tracer, and I'll see if I can figure that out. I'm not tracing the whole thing. So basically, we're going to be painting 3 pumpkins. So I'm just getting an idea down real quick and simple. Just circles, really. I'm like shaking from trying new technology. Anybody else? This stuff just like, whoa, I don't know. All right, let's just get some pumpkins down here and we'll get started. So if you want the tracer, comment tracer. I'll go back afterwards and figure that out. Or just freehand. It's all good either way. Sounds good. Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Shelly. Thank you so much. It sounds very weird on my end. All right, so I just got the pumpkins on there. That's all I'm going to trace. Hopefully you can see that well. This is what we are going to be doing. So we'll start right off with orange. I grabbed 2 oranges, cadmium orange and a bright orange. You could certainly use orange and white or just one orange. And I'm just going to get the background going. So just grab your orange and a big flat brush. And let's see how we do, right? Okay, so we've got the dark orange. I'm just going to kind of give myself a line here. Literally, I'm shaking from using new technology, you guys. So if I can paint this all shaky, you can paint this. So just grab your orange and just go back and forth between the colors, or just go back and forth between your orange and white. I just want to get this covered. I know this page has other paints on it. I'm not worrying about that. This is, I always like to paint in a journal to practice. And then if I really like it, I'll go back and put it on canvas. So I'm not too concerned about anything being too perfect. It's just a run through. So I'm just grabbing both oranges with my brush and going ahead. You might have to get a smaller brush to get into some of the tighter places. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm shaking so bad. New technology, yikes. Good morning, Christine. Good morning. We're just getting started. Grab some oranges. And if you would like the tracer, comment tracer, and I will figure that out afterwards. So just grab your 2 oranges or orange and white and fill in that background. Let me get focused on the painting and I'll calm down here, you guys. I won't be so crazy. Well, maybe I will, but you know. So again, just grab a smaller brush for your tighter places. Otherwise, just use your bigger brush and just get that color down. When I go next to something, I just stand my brush right up. I'm gonna need a little bit more orange on my plate. Let me grab some here. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so just getting a little bit more orange down on my plate. And here we go. So I'm just going back and forth between the two colors and just dabbing it in there. So I just want a little bit of interest in the background, right? Not all one shade. I'm going to take my smaller brush and get in here a little closer. And I'm getting orange all over. I don't even know how I did that. It's all good. It's all good. Again, grabbing both colors, letting them blend. It's pretty subtle, but it does add a nice little bit of depth to your painting. Just take your time and go around and get it all filled in. Guess I shouldn't have had that third cup of coffee and then tried new technology. Holy cannoli. All right. We got this. We got this. We got this, you guys. All right. So once you get your background filled in with however you like to see your oranges, go ahead and rinse your brushes out really well because we are done with the orange. Oh, and you guys, I should have said, if you don't have orange and you have red and yellow, just mix those up together. Make whatever color orange you like, right? Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get this rinsed out. Good morning, Belinda. Good morning. Oh, good evening. Yes, from Australia. You're still up. Oh my gosh. I would be dead asleep by now. Thank you for joining us. Doing a fun pumpkin this morning. Trying new technology. Trying to grow and learn, right? Serial learner all the time. Get your brush rinsed out real well. Dry it on a paper towel. The next thing we're going to do, while that's all drying up there, is get out a ruler. Nothing complicated. Just grab a ruler. You're going to draw a straight line. We're going to use the width of our ruler as our guide. All right. So to a line. Going to line up with that line. I'm going to draw another line. And if you have room, if you're on a bigger canvas, you can draw another line. For me, on this paper, it's just giving me a tiny little bit of space, so I'm not going to worry about that. Once you've done that, water on there, turn your ruler up and down, and same thing. Draw a line. Going to line it up on that line. We're going to draw another line. And continue on until you have your little grid all drawn and happy. So I'm just going to continue right down the page here. Trying to keep them somewhat straight, but this is whimsical, so it's not critical. Just have fun with it. There we go. So we've got our little squares. There we go. Good morning, Jennifer. Hello, hello. All right, so we've got our little squares there. Now we're going to get our black. And just get that shook up. There we go. And get some black out on our plate. I'm going to use that same big flat brush I was using. I think it's there's still orange in it. I don't want orange in it. Hold on. Didn't rinse it out as good as I should have. Here we go. Just dry it off here. All right. So I think it's a 1 inch. It's a flat brush, right? So get some black on your brush, and we're just going to pick every other square is going to be black. right? So we did this one. If we skip this one, we'll do this one. Every other. So I just kind of mark them so I can remember where I'm going. So I don't get confused. I confuse easily. Anybody else? Yeah, okay. So go ahead and paint those in black. And if you have a tight space and you need to grab a smaller brush, then by all means. But wherever you can just use your big brush, let's go ahead and use that first. And color those in. And they don't have to be perfect. Just keep it whimsical. Kind of the beauty of these paintings when they are just fun. Oops, I went a little too far on that. No worries. We can fix that. Let it dry. With black, I find it's best if you make a mistake to let it dry before you go and do anything else, right? All right, so I'm going to grab a smaller brush. Let's get that out of the way. Just grab this round brush. This should work. Just fill these in. My head in the way? No? Okay. I'd say definitely don't do this painting when you're as shaky as I am today. I don't know why new technology stresses me out so much, you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me, though. I so appreciate it. And again, if you're just popping on, say hello. And yeah, Chris, yeah, Belinda's from Australia, you guys. Yeah, I'm just catching up on the comments. Comment tracer, and I'll figure that out afterwards if you want the tracer. But you can totally just freehand this. I really only traced the pumpkins anyways so far. I'll probably trace the words because I'm not a fan of my own handwriting. So that'll be included if you want that. So if you guys are watching on replay, say hashtag replay so I know you were here. Appreciate that. All right. So we got all my black filled in, as crazy as that was. And now I am going to grab a smaller brush. You can use your big brush if you have room. Let me show you that first, I guess. If you have room, use your big brush if you want. Get your brush, where is it? Real thin. And again, we're going to do every other. So there's one here, there's nothing here. Oh, I got a lot of blue in this one. I'm going to leave it. That's okay. Get your big brush and just do these little lines, right? You can do it that way with the big brush if you're more comfortable with that. If you don't have a lot of room and you're not super comfortable with that, then grab a smaller brush, right? So let me show you with the smaller brush. Whatever works best for you. Did I just mess this up? No. Okay. We're good. So I'm in between, I'm every other in between these blacks, So there's a black, here's an in between. Go. Put my pinky down, see if I can steady myself a little bit. Holy moly today. There we go. So in between all of these, I'm just doing a diagonal line. Just like that. And then again, in between all of the blacks. So there's no black here. These aren't solid, so I wouldn't go in between. Only in between the solids. I got to turn this. Guys, if you followed me for a hot minute, you know I turn a lot to make it easier for me, and I encourage you to do the same. Turn your painting to where your hand is comfortable. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm just going to continue along in between the blacks. In between the blacks. Just like that. Get this out of my way. You guys, I put parchment paper underneath my painting to keep it working so I don't get it. Try not to get it all the way through like I've done. I'm spinning you round and round. Sorry. I was trying to move it from my angle, but I'm going to leave it. I'll leave it like this. So again, down here, I'm in between the blacks. Just like that. This one I messed up on, and I was going to go back and fix it, and I didn't. Let me do that real quick, because I won't be able to do it after I do my lines. So I'm going to skip that one for the stripes right now. I'll grab it at the end when it has had a minute to dry. Let me just help it along here a little bit. There we go. We'll come back to that one. So in between the blacks, we go. In between the blacks. Whew. Can get lost in this. I just have to keep reminding myself. And if you screenshot this for a reference when you're painting, because I look back at the one I already did to make sure I haven't gotten lost. And it looks really weird with that one missing, but I don't know if my black is dry enough yet. Let me see. Just put a little white on there. We'll let that dry. We'll come back to it. All right. So while that is drying, we're going to go into the white next. So rinse your brushes out really well because we don't want any black at this point. And grab your white. You like a smaller flat brush here. All right. Grab your white. We're going to start painting our pumpkin. So we're going to need white and a little bit of black. I'm just going to turn that around here. Get some of this stuff out of the way. There we go. All right. So I'm going to grab the white. And we're going to start painting our pumpkins. As I get stuff all over, whatever. So go ahead with your white and start getting some white down. And you'll see where I've gotten a little crazy with my orange or whatever. It's not a big deal. The white will cover it. And I want you to take just a little bit of black, mix it with your white. Where are you? So just a little bit of black, mix it with your white, or grab a gray. And we're just going to go ahead. Got two lines there. That one's in front. I don't know why I did that. Weird. All right. And then just go back in and grab your white. So if it's too gray, add more white. Mine is definitely too gray. It's all right. Try to kind of paint in the shape of the, what are they? What are these curves called on the pumpkins? Somebody help me. What are they called? Have a great day painting. I'll watch the rest later. Good night, Belinda. Thank you for joining us. She's so sweet. All right, let's just keep filling in our pumpkins. You can grab a smaller brush if you need to, which I'm going to need for a few of the areas. I'm just getting some color down here, filling them in. Keeping it super simple. Just going back and forth between the white and the gray. Grab a smaller brush and get into a few of these little areas that I couldn't quite get into with my big brush. Down here. And here. And a little bit up in here. Okay, so I've got a little bit of a base coat on all of this. I'm going to add some more white to that gray because it was a little darker than I liked. And just go ahead and do the little grooves a little bit more with the gray. And we'll go back and add some more white to this at the end as well, and some black. So we're just doing a little bit of shading by adding a little bit more gray to those grooved areas. I'll bring this one out in front. Every one of these will come out a little bit different depending on how much gray or how much white or how much black you use. So painter's choice on that, right? We're going to let all of this dry just a minute. And while that is drying, we will go ahead and work on our little stems. There you go. Oh, I hear the phone ringing. Okay, so rinse out your brush and grab your black. Let me put this other one in the water. Grab your black. We're going to go up and just paint in our stems. Turn this around here again. See, it doesn't matter if I put the camera right side up, you guys, because I paint upside down. Okay. So go ahead and fill in your stems. Just like that. Doing these real simple. Black. Keeping this painting very user-friendly, but I think it comes out really pretty. Just paint it in. And you guys, if you paint this, come back here and post the picture in the comments so I can see it. I'd love to see what you do with it. All right, one more stem. As our pumpkins are still drying, and I still need to go back and do that bottom stripe where I messed it up a little bit. No big deal. And if you use the tracer, just use it as a guide. You can always just make things bigger, smaller, whatever you want to do, right? It's easy to modify. I'm going to add a little bit of water to my black paint, kind of loosen it up a little bit. I'm going to roll my brush up to a point. Make sure I don't have any water on the end of my brush. And I'm just going to do, for those of you that do cursive, the cursive E. Okay. Go back in and add to it, keeping it very simple. Same thing on this one. And I'm not going to do this one yet because I want to do a little bit more to these pumpkins. Spin you back around, probably making you dizzy. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, so this should be dry enough now. Am I happy with it? Not entirely. I would say do another white here, but like I said, it's just my journal. If I was doing it on canvas, I would definitely do another white on there just to really cover that better, but it's not a big deal. So there, that looks better. And then if you want to, you can go ahead and do these lines. You can use a Sharpie or a paint pen, anything like that is good. I am intentionally going ahead and just making them different widths and making them wiggly and everything else just so that it doesn't give the impression of trying to be perfect. It looks intentionally messy, and that's more of what I'm going for. So keeping it easy. I don't know how I'm getting paint all over me today, but I am. Totally am. Good. Gonna make a mess. Still on screen? Okay. So there we go. We're looking pretty good. All right. Okay. So now that our pumpkins have had a minute to dry, now is the good time to go back with some white or some gray if you choose. But I'm just going to go back with some white. And I'm just going to grab a brush. Like in here, I got some orange on there. I'm going to go ahead and hit that again. Anywhere where I think it's a little bit dark, more towards the center of them, I'm going to add some more white. This is just playing with the color a little bit, brightening it up. Anywhere where it is still wet, you'll get blending. So if yours is super wet, dry it a little bit. But it's just adding another layer, another dimension. Dabbed into the gray. I didn't have very much gray there. Felt like I needed some. That's the fun with these, you guys. You can play with them as much as you want. All right. So I'm not going to get carried away, but just play with your pumpkins till you get whatever you like to see. You can see these ones I did. I don't know if you can see. I did more white on this one. This one has a little more gray. It's whatever makes you happy. Do your pumpkins, right? Do your thing. All right. So now we're going to grab the black again. And again, if your pumpkins need to be dried, then take a minute and dry them, okay? I'm going to go ahead. Just moving on. I'm going to start lining my pumpkins. And this does not have to be perfect either. Let's get some black on there. I can't talk and do lining, apparently. Who knew? Oh, dear. Okay, here we go. And you can turn your painting to whatever angle is more comfortable for you. I should say come turn with me instead of saying come paint with me, right? Keep turning, it'll be fun. And again, if you're just popping on and you want the tracer, just comment tracer, and after I get done with all this, I'll try to figure out how to get that to you. Today is learn all the technology things day, apparently. So there we go. I don't really like this little white spot I put up here. I'm just going to turn that into the stem. There we go. All right, so we got our pumpkins. Looking good. If your black got too much anywhere, don't worry. We can go back and fix that with some white, right? We don't have to have, it doesn't have to be perfect anyways, but I'm just going to go ahead and add some black lines just to kind of give it a little bit more shape or dimension, a little more interest. Break it up a little, just like that. Okay, then I'm going to turn my brush over and grab the back. And I'm just going to add a few whimsical little dots. Kind of randomly. Good. And go ahead and rinse your brush off and dry it on a paper towel because we're going to go back into the white. So we want to get all that black out. And we're going to go, oh shoot, I should have done, let me finish my thought here. I'm going to go back to the black. Sorry guys. I wanted to do a curly on this one now that I've got, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to get into anything I didn't want to. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to rinse the brush off and go back with the white. Hang on here. And you guys, if I'm missing comments, I'll go back later and read through them all, okay? Like I said, this is new technology day, and I don't know. Anything could happen. I'm going to take the white. Yeah. And go ahead and just do a few lines on my stems. And turn it as I go. No biggie. If you want to go a little more crazy, you can, of course, do more dots. Play with it. I'm not going to get carried away with it. I just wanted to kind of give you the idea, right? Give you the thought. And like I was saying, if any of your black got too thick somewhere and you didn't really like it, you can just go back in with your white or your gray and thin out any of that. So it's very forgiving that way too. But the black needs to be completely dry before you do that, or else it'll just turn gray, which that's fine too. But just a quick show you how to touch up any of that if you so choose. Real simple. Real simple. So if you got super crazy, just take your white and bring it back, right? Like I said, if it's wet, it'll be gray. If it's dry, it'll be white. Easy enough. Okay. So I think we're looking pretty good. I might go back and add more white to those later, but let me show you the last part, which is this pumpkin picking, right? I don't really like my penmanship, so what I'm going to do is not use that, trace it. So grab all my stuff here. I just took printed it out on the regular printer, right? And your orange should be dry. Figure out where you want it. And grab a pencil or some instrument for the tracing, right? I'm gonna just stick this in here and real quickly trace this. And again, you could use a paint pen, you could use a Sharpie, you know, whatever you like. Take your time when you do this. Give yourself some grace. Give me some grace, right? We got this. All right. There we are. So it's traced on there, just like that. We're going to take our little brush again, and we're going to go back into the black. Make sure I got the water off it. And here's another trick when I do lettering, you guys. What I like to do is turn it upside down. My hand has memory from years of writing, and my writing's not very pretty. So I trick my brain, I do it upside down. So the memory that I have from the way that I write doesn't come through because it's like a new image to my brain or something. I don't really know how you explain that, but if you have trouble tracing letters, try turning it upside down so that your brain is not using its memory of your penmanship and it's using, I don't know what it's using. I don't know what it's using, but it works. It works. Try it. Try it. Let me know if you try it. So let me know if it works for you. I can't be the only one. I'm just going to go ahead and try these letters with my little brush. And I can't talk and trace. Sorry. You get the gist of where I'm headed, though, right? It'll take a sec. Really doesn't take long. I have a couple of different pumpkin designs I hope to share with you this month if you guys are around. And I do want to ask too, Halloween. You guys want to do some Halloween painting? We've got several Halloween paintings that I think are a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys are like really into that. And I know it's August. I know. I also know that next month we'll be starting snowmen or something. So I paint whatever my mood is. And my mood right now is pumpkins. And I'm thinking of Halloween. Craziness. Once school starts back up, I won't be able to be on as much. So I want to get all the paintings in right now. I don't want to miss a thing. Anybody else? So there we go. Maybe we got it. What do you think? Let me know. Let me see if I can get it. Where am I? There we go. There it is. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. And like I said, if I missed any comments, I will go back. And my light's falling over. What in the world? Catastrophe. We're okay. Oh, no, seriously, it's falling over. Okay. Have a happy Monday, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks. I'm holding it up. Bye.